It is a heartbreaking scene tonight in Henrico County as a 5-year-old child was shot and killed by her 7-year-old brother while in their grandparents' home. Well, Kristen and Rob, it's been a busy night for Richmond police as 2 separate shootings on the city's south side left 2 victims in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. RPS is facing a major bus driver shortage, forcing drivers to make double, even triple runs just to get kids to school. As the Catholic Church sexual abuse investigation continues in Virginia, Attorney General Mark Herring has announced today the launching of a clergy abuse hotline. Police say the victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. No word on a suspect yet tonight. Working for you in Henrico County, I'm Katie Koontz, CBS 6. As you can see behind me, cleanup is still underway after a deadly EF2 tornado tore through this area. A surprising feature in the city of Richmond. Urban farms like this one, run by Tricycle in the city's south side, provide local communities far from grocery stores with much-needed produce. For Steve Hammond, this project is deeply personal.
All we had was the Marquette or another corner store which didn't necessarily have the products that you needed. So it hits home knowing that there's many people that came from what I came from that look like me, but have limited access to the resources that they need to survive.
In Richmond, many people live in food deserts.
It's hard to imagine.
Meaning they cannot easily access grocery stores.
But it's very real.
Tricycle bridges this gap by working with local partners to not only grow fruits, vegetables, and other produce, but also to teach families how to grow and prepare them on their own. Executive Director Sally Schwitters says that Tricycle brings these products into spaces more accessible to community members.
And so you can imagine you want to prepare a nice meal for your family and you step into a corner store and you say, how am I going to do that? Now you'll be greeted with a refrigerator full of food that's grown right here on this farm.
Having been around for 10 years, Tricycle's influence on the community continues to grow deeper.
So if I can teach you how to grow your own food, not only take care of your family, but maybe even take care of your community, that goes much further.
Tricycle organizers invite the community to come out to their annual fundraiser right here this Friday. You can find more information on our website at WTVR.com. Working for you in Richmond, I'm Katie Koontz, CBS 6. Working in the cybersecurity industry, Tom Blavelt is all too familiar with the dangers of cyberspace.
What apps are safe? What should kids be allowed to do? What shouldn't they be allowed to do? How can you control that?
Earlier this year, 25-year-old Troy George Skinner from New Zealand showed up to this Goochland neighborhood in search of a teenage girl he met online.
So that's a big part of it, is who is on the other end of that keyboard.
The girl's mother shot Skinner as he attempted to break into their home.
Mr. Skinner, do you have anything you'd like to say?
In this exclusive footage, Skinner is seen exiting the Goochland courthouse. Goochland Sheriff announced after a hearing today that the FBI will be taking over the case on charges of child pornography, coercion, and enticement.
I'm writing this whole page.
Neighbor Tom Blavelt says that the exploitation of children online happens more than one might think.
And any adult who takes advantage of a young kid, and there's a lot of people who do, deserve to be taken and have justice served.
Blavelt has 5 children of his own.
Just want to be cautious on there, that way nothing ever happens.
And uses this incident as a teaching lesson for his family.
So as parents, I think we need to make sure we're investing time to understand what steps we can take to protect our children.
This is the online gaming service Discord that Skinner used to communicate with the girl. We spoke with CBS legal analyst Todd Stone, who tells us that the federal authorities will now have more resources to devote to this case. Working for you in Richmond, I'm Katie Koontz, CBS 6. An occasion for the arts, celebrating 50 years of bringing together the Williamsburg community through art and culture. People from all over the country have come to Williamsburg just for this event, experiencing for themselves what makes it so special.
It's always been a place of creative talent, Williamsburg.
Artist Carlton Abbott is one of the original founders of An Occasion for the Arts.
Nobody had tents in those days. And what would the artists show their work on? So we did a zigzag down the street and covered it with it was 6 feet high, and we covered it with chicken wire.
For 50 years, the event has celebrated the arts in Williamsburg and now includes live music, a book festival, and a youth section. Police estimate that last year's festival drew a crowd of more than 25,000 visitors.
We bought something at a booth down here with the story-inspired watercolors.
This year's festival includes 145 artists who come from across the country and go through a competitive application process for a spot at the show.
It is absolutely a tradition in Williamsburg, and it's really an iconic event.
Nancy Wigley is the vice president of the board for An Occasion for the Arts. She remembers attending the event as a young child when her mother was the producer.
It's a part of my heart, but mostly I know it's a huge part of the heart of this community.
Although this event has been around for half a century, organizers tell me that they are not planning on slowing down anytime soon. Here in Williamsburg, I'm Katie Koontz.